So welcome back guys. Now we'll discuss another topic which is active and passive elements and their series and parallel combination. So to understand this topic we actually want to know, so in the active elements in your circuit, so there are many active elements. So mainly in active elements you have a voltage source and a current source. So these are in the circuits, the active elements is the voltage source and the current source. And passive elements means we have a inductor, resistor, inductor and capacitor. So what is the voltage source and what is the current source? So we have a voltage source like ideal voltage source. What is an ideal voltage source? So ideal voltage source. So in general, the voltage source is represented, practical voltage source is represented like this. So this is internal resistance and this is voltage, and this is the load terminals. Okay, so we connect load here. This is RL. We'll say this is RL. If a voltage source, this is what this entire thing. So this is input terminal and this is output terminal. So for the input terminal, this is a voltage source having in series with resistance. This is called a practical voltage source. Voltage source or non-ideal voltage source. Okay, so the ideal voltage source is when internal resistance Rin equal to 0. That means this internal resistance is 0. When it becomes 0, then it is said to be, it is called ideal voltage source. Okay, so whatever the voltage which is having like means if we give 10 volts, the complete 10 volts will be accumulated to the load. So that is the concept here. So load varying or not. So whatever the 10 volts you are giving, it's completely gives the 10 volts to RL. So if for example, so what is the main thing you need to understand now is the difference between ideal voltage source and non-ideal voltage source is the end terminals, that is load terminals, will have a total 10 volts acting here. For suppose if you take a non-ideal voltage source, so let's assume this internal resistance. So the internal resistance here are in let us take that is 1.1 ohm, and the load resistance, let us take this is 10 ohm and this is 10 volts. Okay, so we are representing the practical voltage source in series. This is the practical voltage source, this entire thing. This is entire thing practical voltage source. So write the KVL here. So minus 10, so current I into 0.1 ohm plus 10 ohm into I equal to 0. So you will get 10.1 I equal to 10. So I equal to what? You got the value I equal to 0.99. Okay, that means the current flowing is 0.99 amps. So what is the voltage across 10 ohms is, we take VL, load voltage, we'll call it the load voltage. So voltage across 10 ohm is VL equal to 10 into current I. So 10 into 0.99, you got 9.9 volts. So here the practicality, that is, you are having internal resistance 10 volts. Due to this internal resistance in series, you are having a voltage across the terminals as 9.9. So by keeping internal resistance in series with the voltage source only, we can say that this is a practical voltage source. For example, if you keep this internal resistance in series, what happens? So the practicality cannot be proved. So it is the same voltage 10 volts will be acting in series in parallel with the 0.1 ohm and 10 ohm. So here the voltage source practicality cannot be proved. For that reason, we'll keep internal resistance in series so that there will be a drop in here. The drop here is, what is the drop here? Current I what 0.99 you got 0.99 into 0.1. So the drop voltage is 0.099. Therefore, the internal resistance is taking a drop of 0.99 volts and giving the output to the load, that is across 10 ohms of value 9.9. So this is a practical voltage source. So if an examiner is asking, write about the practical voltage source, you just write this thing, and after that with your different values of your interest, take that values and prove that. So due to the internal resistance only, we are getting output voltage which is less than 10 volts, about 9.9 volts, you have to prove. If they ask you what is the ideal voltage source, similarly you draw this same thing and then that make that internal resistance 0. If you make the internal resistance 0, whatever the voltage is having internal this source, it will be accumulated across the internal output resistance. This is about the ideal voltage source and the practical voltage source. Okay. Now this is about active element voltage source. Now we'll do the combination of voltage source in series parallel we'll see. Okay. The combination, that is the heading I kept now. What is the parallel and series combination? Okay. If you take ideal voltage source, okay. So in ideal voltage source, n number of ideal voltage source can exist in series. So you can keep n number of voltage source, that is ideal voltage source, that is internal resistance should be 0, that is V1, V2, V3 up to n. So you can keep them. So our output at this n terminal will take AB, so VAB. So here there will be there will be a satisfaction of KVL here. So you can satisfy whenever this Kirchhoff voltage law, that is algebraic sum of the voltage in a loop, that is minus V1 plus minus V2 minus V3 up to minus Vn, it will be equal to VAB. That means what are the complete voltages will be equal to VAB, that is V1 plus V2 plus V3 up to so on Vn. So by this I am saying that non-ideal voltage source which is having a different values, that is V1, that is 10 volts, 20 volts, 30 volts, whatever the value, they can keep in series. So n number of ideal voltages can exist in series with different values, n number of voltages with different values. With different values or equal values. Okay. So the values may be different or equal, they can exist in series, so that the algebraic sum of voltages should be equal to 0 and the n terminal equal to sum of the input voltages. Now if you take different values in parallel, so now in parallel combination, so in series combination ideal voltage source may be different or equal, they can exist in series, but in parallel case, what happens means only equal values can exist. only equal values, that is the whatever the values we will connect in series, they all should be equal, that is parallel voltages should be equal, that is V. So there is no V1, V2, V3. Observe carefully. You can connect infinite number of element parallel connected voltages having equal value, but different values can't be existed. Why? What happened here is, if you see, if you apply KVL here, minus V plus V equal to 0, that is you are satisfying KVL. If you connect different values, that is V1, V2, that is 10 volts, and this is 20 volts. So apply KVL inside this loop, that is minus 10 plus 20, you are getting 10 volts. That means KVL not satisfied. So this is the theory behind why the different values of voltage source connected in parallel cannot be exist, because it doesn't satisfy KVL, but with different values it can satisfy, because it getting 0, and with this is about parallel combination and this is about series combination. So the voltage source with different values or same values can exist in series. Okay, this is about voltage source, ideal voltage source. Now if you go to practical voltage source, what is the thing you need to understand? So practical voltage sources, so what is the practical voltage source? A voltage source having in series with resistance which is parallel. Okay, so here is the point is, the practical voltage sources so whether within series or parallel with different values can be connected with different values or equal values can connect in series or parallel. Okay, so the parallel combination or in series combination, they can connect with different values. So in ideal voltage source means only with equal values in parallel connected, but you can connect with different values also. Let us see one small example here. So I am taking two voltage sources. So what happened here, I am taking this is one practical voltage source and I am taking other practical voltage source, two practical voltage source. They can exist in parallel, they can exist in series. Whatever if you connect to the load RL, or if you want to find VAB, there is no provision of failing KVL. KVL is satisfied. Okay, if you see the voltage, same voltage, that is 10 volts and 1 ohm I am taking, 20 volts, 2 ohm, let us take. The same voltage sources are taken in parallel. This is 10 volts, 1 ohm, and this is 20 ohm, this is 2 ohm and 10 ohm, and they were connected to the same. So I am connecting this circuit in series, but in this circuit in parallel. If you see, observe carefully, the KVL satisfaction is, the KVL is satisfied here. Minus 10, let us say this is I1 and this is I2, plus 1 into I1 plus 2 into I1 minus I2 plus 20 equal to 0. So here there is no provision of KVL failure, no provision of KVL failure. Why? Because you are having these internal resistances. These internal resistances will compensate or will aid the voltages which are having difference. Okay, So if you find the values I1, I2, and you'll find the drops across these two voltage, so these two resistance will share the voltages. Okay, the sharing is taking place. That's why the voltage source, a practical voltage source, can be connected in series or can be connected in parallel. This is a very much important point you need to know. In practical voltage source, they can be connected in series and they can connect it in parallel with different values. But in ideal case, different values of voltages cannot be connected because in parallel, because there is a provision of failuring of KVL. But equal values can be connected. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So in case of a voltage source is connected in parallel or series, you need to understand these things. Okay, this is about voltage source. Now we will go to current sources. So what is a current source? So what is ideal current source? We will go to first similar fashion. Ideal current source. So having a voltage current source I in parallel with I internal in series in parallel, and I am getting load. Okay. So this is a ideal. So this is a practical current source. Okay, this is a practical current source having current I. So this is a practical current source. What is the ideal current source is when R internal is infinite. Okay, when R internal resistance is infinite, then we have ideal current source. So what is the main thing you need to understand here is internal resistance infinite means what? So there is no chance of flow of current here. So the current, say let us take, this is having 10 amps. Okay. Now if this internal resistance will be near to high value compared to the voltage source internal resistance. This current source internal resistance will be high compared to the load. Okay. One point I forgot here. This internal resistance, if you see, I kept 0.1 ohm. I kept 10 ohm here. So the internal resistance of the practical voltage source will be less compared to the load. But in practical current source, the internal resistance will be high. Let us say this is 100 ohm and this is 10 ohm. Compared with the load, this will take high. Why? Because if the internal resistance is high, that means less number of current. So our provision is to, for load sake, we are speaking about load. The load should get high current. So let us say, if I am keeping for this example, if I say 10 ohms is source I am giving, I am having internal resistance 100 ohm and the load resistance 10 ohm. Let us say this is I1 and this is I2 current as flowing. Okay. This is 10 ohm and this is 100 ohm. So I equal to what? 10 ohm. So we have our friend, that is current division rule. This is only load, this is only source, this is source. Keep in mind, these are not two loads. This is source and this is a load. Okay, we are using current division rule here. So I1 equal to what? 10 into other resistance is 10 by 100 plus 10. What happened here is the value of I1 is 10 into 10 divided by 100 plus 10. So you got the value of 0.9 amp. Okay, for about 10 amps, this internal resistance is taking, this is R internal, is taking 0.9 amp. So comparatively less. So I2 equal to what? 10 into supply current 10 into other resistance, internal resistance plus 100 plus. So what is the value? 10 into 100 divided by 100 plus 10. So you are getting 9.09 amps. So the source is 10 amps. The internal resistance is taking 0.9 amps, which is very much less than, that is 1% or 10% is taking, or 1% I mean. And the load is getting from the source about 0.9 amps. So what are the main thing you have to understand is, whenever you're keeping some source to the load should acquire more current. If you observe carefully, if the internal resistance is less than the load resistance, what happens here is more current will be taken by the internal resistance. So less current will be go to the load resistance. That is the failure of the system. So the system should be success. So to that success, the internal resistance should be less than compared to the load resistance. So internal resistance should be high, very much high. If this internal resistance is 100 ohm, you are getting 0.09 amps load. If this internal resistance is infinite, that is, the internal resistance is infinite means there is no flow of current here. If there is no flow of current here, what happens? The load 10 amps. So there is no provision of flow of current. Whatever the load source you are giving, that load will get complete 10 amps. Okay, this is ideal case. There is no, in the world there is no existence of this type of system. Okay, but practically means the internal resistance should be high compared to the load. But if that internal resistance is very much high, that is up to infinity, then you will reach an ideal case, that is ideal current source. Okay, you got that point? So what if an examiner asks is what is the ideal current source means? You represent the practical current source, and after that you will represent that internal resistance is high for the practical current source. You just prove that thing. After that, proving this thing, you just do that infinite resistance. If infinite resistance is infinite, internal resistance is infinite, then we will get the output, whatever the input volt current you are getting, we will get to the output. That is the ideal case. Okay, ideal current source. Okay, now we will see the series parallel combination. So ideal current sources with different values can exist. Ideal current sources with different values can exist in parallel. Okay, so let us say with different values can exist in parallel. Okay, let us say this is ideal current source I1, this is I2, this is I3 up to infinite IN. Okay, so what happened here is, here the KCL, here the KCL is satisfied. So infinite number of for different values of currents can be connected in cases. That is what is your KCL satisfied means the currents entering into the node equal to currents leaving that node. If this is current I1, so what are the current entering here is I1 is entering, I2 is entering, I3 entering, I4, IN in sum of the, so input currents and entering currents, so algebraic sum of currents entering equal into the node equal to 0. So here I1, I2, I3, so on IN equal to 0. So this is KCL is satisfied. If you take so no two different currents can exist in series. So if you take this is current I1, I2, I3. So in a loop, different currents cannot flow. In one same loop, same circuit, different current cannot be flow. Only one current will flow. That is the, so this different values of currents in series not exist. Okay. If you take similar currents, so they can satisfy, they can exist in series or parallel. So values with the same values can be connected in series. Same current sources can be connected in series, in parallel or in series. Okay, you have to observe this. So in the same loop, equal current, one current will be flow. Okay. So now case of practical current sources. That is, what is practical current source? So let us say the practical current sources. Now I am representing. So series parallel combination of practical current sources. Say that is there. This is one source. I am connected in series. So what happened here before? Ideal case, in ideal case, different current sources cannot be existed, right? So different current sources, ideal case, different current sources in series not existed. But in practical case, different current sources can be existed. Why? Because due to this internal resistance. So there is compensation of currents will flow. So output current, load current will get output. So here KCL, KVL, everything is satisfying here. So when the practical current source, when the practical current internal resistance exists in practical voltage source and current source, they can exist in series parallel combination. But in ideal case, the series combination of ideal voltage currents not exist. Okay. Similarly, the practical current source can be connected in parallel. So just do KCL, KVL and satisfy. If KCL, KVL are satisfying, then they can exist series or parallel combination. If say KCL is not satisfying, KVL not satisfying, so you can observe. So one thing is here, the main point is here, different current sources connected in series not exist, and different voltage sources connected in parallel not exist. Okay. These 2 points you need to understand. Okay guys, thank you.